If you've ever felt that rush when a coyote suddenly appears out of nowhere, locking onto your call and committing hard, then you already understand why predator hunting isn't just a hobby for us, it's a way of life, and this trip to New Mexico is exactly the kind of hunt that reminds you why we keep coming back for more. Coyote hunting is my passion and predator calls are my livelihood, and everything we do is built around one simple goal: bringing real, proven coyote hunting tactics straight from the field to hunters who want to get better, faster, and more consistent, no matter where they hunt in the United States. After waiting a long time for this trip, we finally rolled back into New Mexico with Dustin, Felipe, and Cody, setting up for several days in massive ranch country that feels endless, the kind of wide-open land where coyotes can be anywhere and everywhere at the same time. Last year treated us well here, so expectations were high, and after studying photos, wind forecasts, and access routes, we had a solid plan to cover as much ground as possible, knowing that success in this kind of country comes down to smart setups, efficient movement, and reading coyotes instead of forcing things. The terrain out here is classic southwestern predator country, big open mesquite valleys mixed with yucca, tall yellow grass, rolling sand dunes, dry tanks, and endless little cuts that give coyotes all the cover they need to move unseen, and that's exactly what makes it exciting because you can see forever, yet still be surprised at any second. With the wind sitting right around 10 miles an hour, which is just about perfect for sound travel, we hid the truck behind a big berm, popped over the hill, and set up our first stand overlooking a massive valley. 2.0 could carry sound a long way and pull coyotes from distances most hunters underestimate. From the moment we started calling, it felt right, and before long binoculars picked up movement way out there, a coyote working the edge where sunlight met shadow, hesitant but curious, doing exactly what mature coyotes do when they're trying to decide if something is worth the risk. Even with road noise behind us and distractions that often ruin a stand, he kept looping, coming and going, paralleling at distance, trying to sort it all out, until he finally gave us the angle we needed, and Felipe made it count with a clean shot, setting the tone for the day and reminding us that patience and discipline kill more coyotes than rushing ever will. Dragging that first coyote back was a long walk, but that's the kind of problem every predator hunter wants, and it only fueled the momentum as we moved into the next stand. The second setup was far from ideal, with grass just tall enough to hide coyotes until the last second and limited visibility that made us nervous from the start, but sometimes you hunt what you've got, not what you wish for. Coyotes came in cautious, circling, using their noses instead of their eyes, looping wide when they couldn't see the source of the sound, and things got chaotic fast, with multiple animals moving at once and only brief windows for shots. Instead of panicking, we switched sounds, ran pup distress, and focused on stopping one long enough to take a clean shot, and when it finally happened, it proved again that staying calm under pressure is a skill every successful coyote hunter has to learn. 2 stands, 2 coyotes, and confidence was high as we continued working the country, looking for elevation, hiding the truck, and constantly adjusting to terrain and wind. On the third stand, using another berm overlooking a big flat near a pond dam, everything lined up again, light wind, long sight lines, and coyotes having to cover serious distance to reach us, which makes for some of the best footage and the most honest reactions from incoming predators. Sure enough, coyotes showed up fast, one checking up early like we expected, another flaring after the shot, but by reading their body language, switching sounds at the right moment, and not forcing bad angles, we turned a potentially blown stand into a classic double, the kind of moment that makes all the slow stands and long walks worth it. As the day wore on, things slowed down, which is just part of coyote hunting no matter how good the ground looks on a map. The wind shifted out of the east like we knew it would, grass got thicker, visibility dropped, and we went through long stretches without seeing anything, even bumping coyotes walking into stands and losing one we hit but couldn't recover. Those dry spells test your mindset, especially for newer hunters, but the truth is sometimes there just aren't coyotes where you're calling, and the only solution is to keep moving, keep making stands, and trust the process. When we finally hit what looked like the best setup of the day with a clean route in good shadows, thick cover in the bottom, and just enough open ground to see coyotes before they were on top of us, everything happened fast, a coyote breaking into the open, checking up just long enough, and a solid shot ending the stand exactly the way you hope it will. By the end of the day we'd put 6 coyotes on the ground, hit a 7th we didn't recover, missed another long shot, and saw several more that didn't quite cooperate, and while the footage wasn't perfect because cameras add pressure and limit options, the results were real. That's the reality of predator hunting in big country, and it's also what makes it addictive because if every day was predictable, no one would do it. The uncertainty, the grind, the sudden chaos, and the moments where everything finally clicks are what keep us loading the truck before daylight and making one more stand when we're tired. If there's one takeaway from this hunt, it's simple. Don't overthink it, read the wind, read the coyotes, adapt when things go sideways and keep going because the next stand could be the one where it all comes together. With 2 more days left in New Mexico, the grind isn't over, and if past trips have taught us anything, the best hunting could still be ahead, so stick around because this is real coyote hunting, and this is what the last stand is all about.